Okay, real talk. You've been on a packed subway before. You've been squeezed into a gym locker room. You've sat beside someone on a long flight and just suffered in silence, counting down the minutes, breathing through your mouth like your life depended on it. Body odor. We all deal with it. We all pretend we don't. But here's a question almost nobody asks. What did prehistoric humans do about it? Did they even care? Did they just walk around smelling terrible because everyone else smelled terrible too? Or did they actually find ways to control it? Because deodorant is new, soap is new, bathrooms are new, but human noses are not new, and prehistoric humans probably understood smell better than we give them credit for. First, let's clear something up. Body odor does not actually come from sweat itself. Fresh sweat is mostly odorless. The real problem begins when sweat meets bacteria. Your skin is covered in billions of tiny microorganisms right now. That sounds horrifying, but it is completely normal. When sweat from places like the armpits and groin mixes with certain bacteria, those bacteria break it down. That creates smelly compounds, including fatty acids and sulfur-like chemicals, which is the scientific way of saying your armpits are not the real villain. The bacteria are. So the better question is not, did prehistoric humans sweat? Of course they did. The better question is, how did they stop smell from getting out of control? And this is where the old image of the dirty caveman starts to fall apart. Prehistoric humans probably did not smell as bad as most people imagine. Put away the cartoon caveman with flies buzzing around his head. That image is probably unfair. For one thing, body odor is affected by diet. Modern research has shown that what people eat can change how their body smells. In one well-known study, men who ate a heavy red meat diet were rated as having stronger and less pleasant body odor than men who avoided red meat for a period of time. Now, that does not mean prehistoric humans smelled like flowers, but their diets were very different from ours. They ate roots, fruits, nuts, seeds, tubers, fish, eggs, honey when they could find it, and meat when they could get it. Their food changed with the season and region. They were not eating fast food, refined sugar, processed snacks, artificial flavors, or greasy drive-through meals. So while they definitely had natural body odor, it may not have been the same heavy, stale smell we associate with modern sweat trapped under synthetic clothes. Clothing mattered too. Prehistoric humans were not wearing polyester shirts or tight gym clothes that hold sweat against the skin for hours. Depending on the time and place, they wore animal hides, plant fibers, fur, or very little. So before we even talk about hygiene, they already had a few things working in their favor. Different diets, outdoor living, more airflow, and less synthetic clothing. But they probably did things on purpose too. The first tool was simple: water. Humans have always needed water. Rivers, lakes, springs, wetlands, and coastlines were survival. People went there to drink, fish, gather plants, cool down, clean wounds, and move across the landscape. So even without a modern hygiene routine, many prehistoric humans would have been getting wet regularly. Not every group, not every day, not in every environment, but enough for water to matter. And you do not need to understand bacteria to know that washing helps. You do not need a microscope to notice that mud comes off or realize that rinsing sweat, dirt, and irritation from your skin makes you feel better. That kind of learning is ancient. Try something. Notice what happens. Repeat it. Plants were another likely solution. Long before pharmacies, humans paid close attention to plants. They knew which ones tasted good, which ones hurt, which ones helped wounds, which ones kept insects away, and which ones smelled strong. Aromatic leaves, crushed herbs, bark, resins, and plant oils would have been some of the earliest scent tools humans had. Some plants contain natural antimicrobial compounds, and modern studies show that herbs like sage, thyme, and mint can affect microbial growth. Prehistoric humans did not know the word antimicrobial, but they did not need the word. They only needed the result. If rubbing crushed leaves on your skin made you smell better, feel cleaner, or kept insects away, you would probably do it again. If a certain plant reduced itching or irritation, people would remember. This is what we forget about prehistoric people. They were not stupid, they were observant. Then there was fire. For many prehistoric groups, Fire was the center of the night. It gave warmth, light, protection, cooking, and gathering. But fire also produced smoke, and smoke is powerful. Smoke contains compounds that can slow microbial growth. That is one reason smoking has been used to preserve food in many cultures. It dries things out, changes the surface, and makes life harder for certain bacteria. Now imagine people sitting around fires night after night. Their skin, hair, hides, and tools would have absorbed smoke. That does not mean they smelled fresh in the modern sense. They probably smelled smoky, earthy, animal-like, and human. But smoke may have helped reduce some odor-causing bacteria, especially on clothing, hides, and skin surfaces. So the campfire was doing more than keeping predators away. It may have been accidental deodorant, not glamorous, but useful. There is also the question of pigments and body coverings. At Blombos Cave in South Africa, archaeologists found evidence that humans were processing ochre around 100,000 years ago. We usually connect ochre with art, ritual, identity, or decoration, but it may also have been used on the body. Some researchers have suggested ochre could have helped protect skin from the sun, insects, or irritation. Was it deodorant? Not exactly. But it shows something important. Humans were putting substances on their bodies a very long time ago. Not because they were modern, because they were human. And smell is deeply human. In a small prehistoric group, people lived close together. They slept near each other. They cooked near each other. They traveled together. They raised children together. There was no private bedroom, no bathroom door, no personal bubble the way we understand it today. Your smell was part of your presence. It could signal health, sickness, fear, age, attraction, or even where you had been. So prehistoric humans probably cared about smell because smell mattered for survival. But here is the important part. They did not smell clean in the modern sense. They did not smell like body wash, baby powder, or fresh laundry. They smelled like the world they lived in: smoke, earth, skin, animal hides, plants, rain, sweat, wood ash, and river water. To us, that smell might be shocking. To them, it was probably normal, maybe even comforting. Because disgust is partly cultural. A smoky smell can seem dirty to one person and warm to another. A strong animal smell can seem awful in a city and normal around livestock. So when we ask, did prehistoric humans stink? We have to ask, stink according to whom? According to us, maybe. According to them, maybe not. They lived in a different smell world, but they were not helpless. They had water, plants, smoke, ochre, sunlight, airflow, and most importantly, noses. So the next time you reach for your deodorant in the morning, that little stick you trust with your entire social reputation, remember this. You are not doing something completely new. The product has changed, the instinct has not. For tens of thousands of years, humans have been trying to manage how they smell to the people around them. Sometimes with a river, sometimes with crushed leaves, sometimes with smoke from the fire, sometimes with earth on the skin, because long before bathrooms, deodorant, and body spray, humans already understood one simple truth. How you smell matters, and apparently it always has.